Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic. I'm Magic Mel and this is Owl, my spirit guide. I'm happy to see you back here and I'm happy to be back in my headquarters. It's been a crazy summer and we've done a lot of kind of musical rooms because we rented rooms of the house. And now I'm back settled in my quarters, getting organized again and using this new moon in Virgo energy to get organized and to filter, sift through things mentally and in my space to just to get grounded again. It's a good energy, a good time to do this. Um, the question also I asked myself while I was sifting through stuff um, was, what kind of space do I want to create inside and outside? And I'm really only trying to make space or create space for the devotional. So I don't want any more distractions. I'm a little bit ADHD anyway, in the sense that I find it very hard to focus. So I'm getting rid of anything that is just clutter and takes up space, and objects. It's crazy how objects carry energy. So maybe you can't filter everything in one go. I do things in kind of stages. There was one batch where, it's the radical, definitely I can let go of. But then other things I was still emotionally attached. But now I'm like, okay, I can go through the second and third stages of the filtering. And I realized after some time passed and those objects were still sitting there that I can really let go of them. Because my question was, is it more important to have space or more important to keep the object? And I'm like, no, I want my space. I want more space. And once you filter things and have the space, you're like, how did I ever have room for anything else in there? It's already full enough. So you get used to having more space. So I recommend you also aprovechar using this time to get the Marie Kondo energy going. Does it bring you joy? Is it even useful in a functional way? If not, fuera. Donate it, give it away, or yeah, just out, out, out. So we have the new moon in Virgo, and it's been a while that I recorded a video. I had to settle back in also energetically. And here we are. I'm curious what the cards have to say. I want to do another 6-card story for us, Male. And I'm using a light Seers deck as usual, just to see what kind of story comes up, what kind of story needs to be told. Okay, ready? So I already cleared the space, and I'm calling on my spirit guides, ancestors, and spirit Mahadev, also called the absolute Mahadev. It's like the King of Kings. Not really gender specific, but we need to call it something now with for our human brain to conceptualize. So Mahadev, please guide us for our highest good and the highest good of everyone involved. And what story is it that needs to be told at this point in time? Let's start with the first card. Thank you so much. You see, I still have the fan going. We had a huge storm yesterday though, so the air is a bit cleared, but it's still hot. But more bearable hot, unlike last month, which was like sauna. And the crazy thing is, okay, that's too many cards, guys. That's too many cards. Too many cards. The crazy thing is that nowadays everyone is affected, these heat waves. And I keep on saying, watch your own ecosystem, watch your own body. Are you overheating internally? Are you overexerting yourself? Like, I'm making it a point, I'm a recovering perfectionist and recovering overachiever. I make it a point to really tune in to my body several times a day and checking in, like, are you tired? What do you need? Really, because I usually bulldoze those signals and then I don't stop until literally my body is screaming at me in the form of either, just complete exhaustion, fatigue, or some kind of illness. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to honor my own energy rhythms, and in that sense also honor nature out there. If we honor our own nature, our own rhythms, our own seasons, then I feel we are more in flow of the natural cycles out there, and we don't overconsume resources. We respect the outer resources and our inner resources. In any case, here's the first card. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the reversed. We've got the Hermit. So let me show it in the upright first. You have the Hermit card here. And yeah, just want to specify, I say he or she, but it's not really gender specific. The roles can be reversed. I just take the figure as a kind of reference point for the story. But, it could be any one of you, male or female, whatever gender, doesn't matter. So Mira, we've got the Hermit, and there is our main character, what looks like levitating or hovering on a mountaintop. And he or she left her lantern at the side here of the road and decided to continue the way upwards on her own or on his own up to the top. Feels like he or she, or let's say you felt the calling to go inwards. But at this stage, you're actually confident enough to trust your own light, your own inner guidance, so as to leave the external light on the roadside, no? So you made it up to the mountain top, and you had to take that time out to regroup, to listen, spend time listening. And isn't that such an important thing to do nowadays in a world where we're just bombarded left, right, overstimulated with ads, with stories, with someone else's opinion, with someone else's drama? The need to go inwards is crucial for healing, for regrouping, for listening to ourselves. We are our own gurus. We are our own healers, our own shamans. And we can only hear that voice that whispers to us what we need to do to heal if we spend that time alone. It can be scary because spending time on our own means really facing ourselves, no? There's no more distraction to cover possible pain we haven't processed, possible echoes from the past we haven't let go of, stories we haven't let go of. So it's really for the brave. You have been brave for taking that time out and for really facing yourself in that necessary solitude and silence. But every time we're brave, we're being rewarded. So having gone inside and having found that core voice whispering the truths to ourselves, allowing those insights to come also naturally from our own source, that is the reward for possibly facing our demons in that solitude, no? So you took that time out. I took that time out too, actually. I'm still a little bit in it. I love hermit mode. I love to regroup. And the Hermit came out in the reverse. So maybe you're just coming out of that time, no? You've gathered your strength, you've taken the time out, you've excused yourself, so to speak, from friends, family. And, people often or maybe sometimes don't understand that, and it's okay. That's also the bravery in taking the time out regardless. Not everyone has to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. And we don't even have to justify ourselves all the time. If you feel the need to take time out, do it. Because especially if you're an empath, or I'm 50% introvert, 50% extrovert, I guess everyone, even extroverts, need to take some time to regroup. It's only normal, it's healthy, it's vital to reset. So well done, you. If that's you and you just did that. And you're coming out of it. You're ready to face the world again. Right? Let's see what the second card is. Maybe we can ask, what have you learned from this time out, from this temporary time in solitude? What have you learned? Thank you. What are the pearls of wisdom we have uncovered and found in facing the so-called dragon? In Jungian theory, in fairy tales also, we often see the hero facing the dragon. It's a metaphor for facing our own ego, our own fears. And every time we do that, we get hold of the treasure. And the treasure is like a psychic treasure. It's some fragment maybe that was kept away, split off from our consciousness by our ego, by our defense mechanisms. So metaphorically, the hero slaying the dragon and recovering the treasure is really us going into our own cave and facing the scary parts of ourselves or the rejected parts of ourselves and reclaiming that treasure, bringing that treasure back into consciousness and recovering that split off piece of consciousness that helps us now energetically feel whole again. So what was my question? The question was, what are the treasures that you have recovered and uncovered in your time of solitude? 10 of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of mountain imagery going on here. So 10 of Wands, we see a figure on the road. She looks like she just came down from this mountain, no? It's almost like you, the hermit. You came down from your mountain and you had a whole bunch of baggage. This looks like a yak, not that animal, fully packed, and they're both slowly and steadily going down this hill and into the valley. No? So in the reverse, it literally means that you're coming out of this voyage. You're letting go of this baggage that you've been carrying for a long time. And, it's easy. We hear it all the time. Oh, let go of the past. Drop the baggage. Be present. Open yourself to the now. Yeah, it makes sense intellectually, but to actually live it, to really go through that process is not always easy or simple. In my experience, it was my ego, technical glitch. It was my ego that often didn't want to let go of, let's say, my pain or my story of victimhood or my story of, yeah, but they did me wrong. My ego was holding on to that story because the ego basically needs a story to exist. If we get rid of the story, the ego, that's why it's kind of scary. It feels scary to step into the unknown because there is no sense of identity in the unknown. If we have a story, if we tell ourselves a story, the ego can latch onto it and identify itself with it and feel safe. Now it's up to us what kind of story that is. In my experience, my stories from the past kept me in a state of disempowerment and victimhood. And although I was conscious of that story didn't serve me anymore, it was not easy to let go of it because I basically had to ask myself, well, who am I without that story? And stepping into that unknown and really consciously, willingly releasing that old story is a process. It didn't happen overnight. At least for me, it didn't happen overnight. It was a constant holding in awareness of the story when it came up or when it was triggered by some external event, and then consciously accepting it, holding it, accepting it, and then dissolving it through that acceptance. Not rejection, but acceptance and allowing of that trigger and of that story to resurface. So it was a constant, like bubbling up and then releasing, coming up and releasing. And it took a while. So perhaps you needed this time of solitude to really face yourself and ask yourself, is this story still serving me? Can I do without it? Who am I without my old story? Most importantly, who do I want to become? And perhaps you've reached that stage where you were able to conjure up a much more enticing vision of yourself for the future, which allowed you to let go of the baggage of the past. Could it be? Well done, you. Second card, Vale, 10 of Wands in reverse. So the question is, what new story are you creating? Are you telling yourself now that you've let go, that you've gone through the process of release of the past? What new story are you telling yourself? Thank you so much. This is the third card. You know, the great thing of really processing our trauma is that it energetically, it makes us feel physically lighter, literally lighter, spiritually lighter, energetically lighter. And it's really only when we process the past that we can be present and visualize something new, open ourselves up to possibilities again. So it feels like you're at that stage now. Third card. King of Cups in the reverse. So our last card was the Ten of Wands. This can go two ways. Either you're ready to let go of a disappointment of the past, which had to do with perhaps a romantic offer that never came in. This could be for both genders. Maybe there was some kind of rejection in the past, which was a rejection in the past, which was part of your whole process of letting go. You had to process this rejection and move on. So that's one storyline. Or you're at this point now where you realize, hey, before I even expect or visualize a romantic offer coming in for my future, I'm going to love myself. So these are two storylines. Let's see what card comes next. This is the fourth card. I'm not going to ask a question. I'm just going to see what card comes next. Thank you so much. Nor does it saying there's no rejection, but only the universe's way of redirecting us towards what is meant for us. Okay, pick the two cards. We had the King of Cups in reverse. Yeah? This is our fourth card. I feel this is exactly what we just said, no? So let's take both storylines. If there has been some kind of romantic rejection in the past which you had to process during your time of solitude and which you've now been able to let go of, you had to really, you're at this point now where you need to take care of your own heart. You need to regroup and mend your own heart again, mend your own energy. This was the realization also that came with your time of solitude, that, you know, you needed the rest to regroup and to mend your own heart. I think now this has to do with the rejection of the past, no? But this is in the reverse, so the four of swords here upright, you see the figure nestled and resting, is in the reverse. So again, this talks to me about the release. You have processed the rejection, you have processed a possible disappointment in the past by resting, by regrouping, by healing, by listening to your body, by listening to your soul, by listening to your heart. And now, this is the fifth card. You're the Queen of Cups. Now, this is the most loving card in the deck. And the Queen of Cups is a type of energy. So this could be you, male, as well, no? Embodying the Queen of Cups. It's basically that divine feminine part of us, which both men and women have, because our psyche is made out of both aspects, masculine and feminine. So during this time of rest, you've actually allowed your intuition to rise again. You've allowed yourself to reconnect with your intuition. And the intuition is the voice of the divine feminine. By listening to your intuition, you've realized that actually the love that you had to, the rejection you had to process, and the love that you were looking for outside is within you. That you can access your own source of fulfillment or your own source of love. And I'm saying this not that ooh, we don't need anybody out there, we can be totally on our own. No, we're relational beings, so we definitely need other people to support us, to mirror us back, to help us, to collaborate with. But I mean more in the sense of, you know that you can only give love from a full cup. And this is what you've realized and what you've accessed. The Queen of Cups. Look at her. She's half submerged in water, which means the intuition and emotions. She's not drowned by the water though. She's just half immersed in it. So she has very good skills of processing her subconscious and unconscious imagery. She is open to the divine. Look at her hands in a kind of receiving mudra, and the energy literally shooting up from the palm of her hands and creating a beautiful aura behind her, with her crown chakra also levitating just a bit above her head. So she is fully in tune with her own divinity. And this is all after processing, after this time of healing, after dropping the baggage, and after coming out of a time of solitude. This is all positive stuff, guys. A ver, how many cards do we have now? 5. We have only 1 card left. Our last card, our most recent card, was the Queen of Cups. So this is a beautiful energy to embody. This definitely signals healing and wholeness out to the universe. What is next for you who is embodying the Queen of Cups? What is next? This is the final card. What is next in store for you now that you've come out of your hermit mode, your reset mode, after having dropped and processed the baggage from the past and released those old, maybe heavy conditioning also linked to trauma? What is next for you? Best card to come out for this part of the story. Our story ends with justice. No? So the universe has a funny way of balancing energies. The universe is all about balanced energy. So if we go to either one polarity internally or the other, the universe will push us back into balance. Usually that happens with some kind of tower moment. You know, the tower in the tarot means an unexpected, unforeseen change. It's when the universe pulls the rug from under our feet and everything we've built comes crumbling down, but for the good, for the better, because the universe is like, no, you're going the wrong way, you're super imbalanced, I'm going to come in and rebalance you. So perhaps not that drastic. I'm not saying that we're necessarily attracting a tower moment, but what is in store for us is a balancing of energies. To me, the whole story so far talks about coming out of this cycle. So you have made the effort to really process things, to raise your frequency, because when we heal, we raise our frequency. And that immediately brings in a new cycle. Yeah, we're ready for something new. That is justice coming in, the balancing of scales here. And justice can come in many forms. It can come in, not necessarily if we feel or think that a past person or situation has wronged us. It's not necessarily that situation coming back around and switching 180 degrees. It's more something internally. We are in charge of our energies also, no? So the more we help the universe balance energies by actually doing the work ourselves, the easier, the smoother that balancing act will be. It will be less painful for us. So we have conjured our own balancing of energies, our own justice, by just by healing and by raising our frequencies. And from that point of justice, of balance, of us being more balanced, only good can come from that. It feels like the lesson that you've learned is that you can heal yourself. You have the power to heal yourself. You have the resources the divine masculine and divine feminine aspects in you that can balance yourself. Oh, wait, that's wrong English. Basically, you realize that if you balance these two energies, you're very much whole. The divine feminine is the intuitive, the creative, the compassionate, the receiving energy in us, and the divine masculine is the protective, the protector in us, the one who guards our creativity, who sets boundaries, who asserts itself, who goes out into the world and acts. So you realize that you actually carry both the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you. And that balancing of energies is bringing in overall balance for you, a more balanced outer reality, because as within, so without, and justice, the justice that you yourself have created by clearing the past and opening a whole new energetic cycle. And this moment of justice is bringing in abundance. I can feel it, guys. So all I can say is, well done, you. I know it's been difficult. It's been hard. You've probably often felt alone in this because the hermit needs to go, like hermits do, not in complete solitude, facing ourselves, our own demons, our own past, our own trauma, our own wounds. And that takes courage. So you are being rewarded with this new energetic cycle opening up. Good timing with the new moon. Set your intentions. Now that you've processed everything, set your intentions for this new future that you can manifest into your present. Doesn't have to be like far off in the future. Set your intentions, write it down, use the organizational, grounded, earthy energy of Virgo to get things going, to regroup, to clear your cockpit, your physical space, your mental space, your emotional space, and open yourselves to new energy. That's what I would say. Vale. And since it's a major lunar event today, let's pull a card from the Moonology deck. Vale? So, connecting with angels, spirit guides, and ancestors, please send us a message for our highest good and the highest good of everyone affected. Thank you. Let's see what the moon has to say. And these cards, some completely different moon card may come out that is not related to the physical new moon, but it's all about the energy. So let's see what energy needs to be addressed here. I'm feeling super mellow, guys. Must be the new moon. One more. Okay. So, oops. I'm going to pull only one card. Ooh. Look at the bigger picture. Well done. Full moon in Sagittarius. And you see, it almost looks like the balancing scale. No, but that was Libra. So you see the arrow, no? The arrow of Sagittarius. And literally, you can use that kind of targeted energy by setting your intentions, because with every intention that we state and make to the universe, it opens up a specific field of possibilities for us. Our thoughts, our words, our beliefs are like arrows we shoot out into the cosmos, and which then attract the collaborative components to realize those intentions, to manifest those intentions. So remember, what is your vision? Ask yourself, what is your vision? Are you allowing the past or the pain or the problems to define you, or are you allowing your vision, your dreams to define you? Those are important questions. And after our little short story, it looks like you are ready to actually bring in your vision and be guided by your vision and the bigger picture you have for yourself. So, full moon in Sagittarius. Let's see what the booklet says. Full moon in Sagittarius. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over minutiae can be counterproductive. Or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, now and always. Even if you don't yet exactly have what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. So this is all about setting our intentions and being open again to all the infinite possibilities that are available to us at any point in time. Attune to the moon. Take time out for a mini break or adventure. So you have been on your little retreat of solitude. Maybe you're like ripe for going on a trip again or doing something completely different. Open yourself up to adventure. Additional meanings for this card. This situation may have come around because you've been distracted. Declutter, guys, declutter. Don't distract yourself from problems. Be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Eternal balancing act, no? Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. It's always good to be in that energy of appreciation, no? To literally vocalize that also to people around us, our loved ones and friends and family. Find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. Harness those energies. The teaching. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. You know, I always tell myself, or try and remind myself, our job is to tell the universe what we want and why we want it. And that is, our intentions are especially powerful if they're heartfelt desires. And then let's not fret about how our dreams and desires come about. Leave that up to the universe. Like, bigger picture is, this is what I want, and this is why I want it, and I'm leaving it up to you, universe, to show me the best way forward. And I trust that I'm fully worthy, and I trust that you're going to guide me in the right direction. It doesn't mean complete inaction. We can show the universe that we're serious about our intentions by acting, but we don't have to micromanage and control the situation and know exactly each step of how our plan is supposed to unfold. That would literally take away the adventurous part of life, no? So allow the universe to deal with the details and the minutiae. Focus on the bigger picture. Focus on your vision. Crystallize your vision. What is that vision you have for yourself now that you've come off the mountain, you've processed your past, you've come face to face, you've reckoned after this time of reckoning? What is the vision you hold for yourself going forward? Let's move forward, guys, and use this new moon in Virgo energy to ground ourselves and to really be clear about the bigger picture of our vision. Vale? I feel that's enough for today. I'm super happy to be back with you guys here. Remember, if you like my video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel for more. And remember, I have like this is the 4th season. So 4 seasons worth of videos, and they're all really timeless in their message. So whenever a video comes across your path, you're meant to see it at that point. And something might resonate for you, something might guide you. So check it out, vale? And as usual, I'm Magic Mel. If you subscribe and share my videos with friends, I'm super, super appreciative. Owl is as well. And I'll see you for episode 19 of season 4 super soon, vale? Sending infinite love and infinite gratitude. Bye, guys. Ciao.